What's going on, guys? Thanks for joining us this fine evening. It's your host of the Just Fans podcast. We got Rios in the house. Let them know what's up, Rios.
Kiss the rings, baby. Kiss the rings.
Ball, ball, baby.
God
And of
help.
course, today joining us because Poppy ain't here, we got Mr. First Down, the Slump Buster. What's up, Mr. First Down?
I'm a creep. I don't belong here, but I'm here. What's up, guys?
Wow, that's your intro. I'm gonna now every time I'm gonna introduce you to creep.
Yeah,
I'm
that's fine.
a creep.
I mean, it doesn't hit as hard.
Weirdo.
It doesn't hit as hard as like the glass breaking for Stone Cold, but I'll take it anyway.
That should be my intro, but copyrights.
Yeah, copyrights.
Whatever, jeez.
What's going on, boys? So we're watching at the same time as this. Have you seen me all distracted because I'm watching the Astros go against the Tigers, and the Astros are losing 2-0 right now. But I understand that because they're wearing their Space City jerseys, and they always usually lose with those jerseys on.
That's right. It's all about the jersey.
It's all about the jersey.
It's weird, because they usually wear them on Mondays, and they always lose with them. It is so bizarre. Like, why? They're like really clean uniforms, and they continuously lose.
You should just wear them every game until you win one with them.
Hey, man, you know what? At this point, stop it. Yeah, so we tied the series against the Sox, the White Sox, 2-2 series. I feel like the Astros, there's a lack of offense right now. It's not consistent, but I mean, what can I say? You got Michael Brantley injured, you got Jose Altuve injured. I think once those two come back in the lineup, I think you're going to see a little bit of a difference. Michael Brantley usually always gets on base. You never know. I like having him around again, but he just needs to get healthy. Jordan back in the lineup today, so I was hoping for a little bit more of some, efficiency coming from that side. But we'll see. Maybe the bats are warming up right now. 2-0 ain't too bad. So it could still come back. I mean, I think it's the second game of the White Sox. The Astros were losing like 3-0, and then they came back, I think, by the sixth inning, and they ended up winning. So, it's still an early game, and, here we go. We'll see what happens. Rios, what you think?
Yeah, it's still early. Like, then we tend to overreact, March, April, oh, no, the world's ending, and, realize it's 100.
Sell the team. Sell it.
It's like 159.
Burn it down. Burn it down.
It's over. Burn it. Sell it.
Send all of them to Sugarland.
Send them all to Sugarland, the AAA affiliate.
Do you want to borrow the end is nice sign that I have?
Yes, please.
And the bell.
End is nigh.
It is nigh.
159 games left. It's a little early to hit the pack.
I don't know, man. Sell a team now. Sell a team. Sell it. Burn it down. It's all downhill from here.
I think Dusty's been getting a little creative with the lineups. Like, he's trying to see what works, what doesn't work, what guys hit best in what spot, and it's gonna be a lot of trial and error until you get your top two guys, Altuve and Brantley, back. Because when they come back, Altuve's gonna be lead off, Brantley will be in the 2 slot, and then from there, see who goes from 3 to 6, 7, 8.
I think JP3 might hit back up in that third spot again, and then which is his normal role last year anyway, Jeremy Pena. So I think he goes back to it. I see Hunter Brown still, pitching. I have very high expectations of Hunter Brown. I mean, he's supposed to be compared, and again, maybe we're overblowing this, but he's supposed to be compared to the next Justin Verlander. Very similar pitching styles. I like the fact that they got Chaz McCormick back in the center field spot where he belongs.
I never want to see Jake Myers out there again.
Yeah, if I see Jake Myers out there again, I'm going to have a word with Dusty. No, I'm not.
Send him to Matamoros, the single A affiliate.
Send him down. Send him down. Keep sending him down. No, but yeah. So other than that, right now again we're down 2-0, top of the third inning. There's plenty of time. This game just is getting started. So
very much so. Very much so.
Still plenty of time.
I will say, going into the game yesterday, I am not a fan of that pitch clock.
Yeah, I don't like it. I think it's I don't like it either. I really don't.
Why do people feel like they have to mess with things? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like they just can't leave
let
it
alone. Be. Like
leave it alone.
I don't care. Like some of the beauty of baseball is, and I get it, they're trying to rush the game, but I mean, for God's sakes, weren't we had a game for like 3 hours the other day? Like I think it was a Sunday's game was about 3 hours, or the game before that it was like 3 hours long. but that's the whole point of the pitch clock, to try to make the game shorter. But that's the beauty of baseball. You don't have to shorten the clock. I want to see a team go for 3 days straight.
That would be epic. The guy's just sitting up there staring. The catcher's down on one knee, like waiting for the ball. Like,
I ain't hear no bell.
Yeah,
I hear no bell.
Yeah, it's like strike. What? I don't know. Throw the ball.
So the ump is like already like falling asleep. I see a strike.
It's ball.
Yeah.
No, but like the WBC didn't have a pitch clock, and no one was complaining about the times.
At least you guys are like playing at a decent time. And my team plays at 8:30 Central, so I'm like, oh, great.
Oh, so you got about a few more minutes after, like at 8:30. So you're also in Central Time, right?
Yeah.
That's right. So we're good.
We're so connected. Like every villain in every movie, right? We're not so different, you and I.
Central Time. If my cat was here, I would pet it, but then he would scratch me.
Yeah, I've been expecting you.
Right.
I don't have a cat.
Do the Dr. Evil turn. Hold on.
Yeah. Are you gonna like slide up to Rios and go, how about no?
How about no, Scotty? Zip it.
I've been expecting you, Mr. Bond.
That's right. Do you expect me to talk? No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die. Great movie.
It's a great movie. It's a wonderful.
I love the Sean Connery Bond movies, man. Those are my favorite ones.
He's the best. I don't care what anybody says. He's the best.
Sean Connery is great. I love.
R.I.P. Big guy.
Yeah. Sean Connery is the best. I even liked it when they would make fun of him in SNL too. That act.
Fucking Trebek.
You think you're so smart, Trebek?
Your mother, Trebek.
Yeah. Moo. That's not the sound the dog makes. That's the sound your mother made last night.
I remember that. Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
I remember that. I forgot about that. It's been so long.
Right. What sound does a dog make? Moo. That's the sound your mother made last night. It's so stupid, but I laugh every time.
I love Trebek. Then we had Burt Reynolds as Turd Ferguson.
Yeah, funny saying.
That's not my name. That's not my name.
That's my name. Funny name, Turd Ferguson.
Funny. Who is Andre the Giant? Alex.
Do you remember when Fallon did? He was on the show and he did. Oh God, what's his name?
Adam Sandler.
Yeah, he did that. Yeah, we were on the boat, and the guy said, "Go to the back of the boat." He just goes, "Turn off his mic, please."
Turn off his mic.
David Lee Roth lights the menorah.
All we're gonna do today is accents. That's it.
That's fine. Yeah, this is the accent show.
Just gonna imitate people.
Yeah,
all
for
right.
sure.
So, really quick, we talked a little bit about our Astros, our expectations. I'm hoping we get this dub today for the Astros. We should at least. Mr. First Down, what do you expect about your Guardians? Where do you think how do you think your Guardians are going to perform this year? Where do you see them?
Hopefully a little better than last year. You know, they have this nasty tendency to just keep losing to the Yankees in the playoffs.
Don't know what that's like.
Can't relate.
Can't relate.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. And trust me.
You mean our child?
So don't throw me off my thing.
Sorry, I apologize.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. But you know, you sit there and you're just looking at this team, and the Guardians team has pieces. We just need to know where the pieces go. Kind of like Rio said. Is this like hitting 2 home runs to beat the Mariners? Good. Can we do that again with the same people? Couldn't tell you. So you're kind of just sitting there praying and hoping that they're going to figure it out, and then they'll go on a run and hopefully get back to the World Series and not lose to the Chicago Cubs. That would be fantastic. But yeah, my expectations for this year is, I don't know. I kind of aim. It's kind of like when you know a team struggles, but they could be there. So you sit there and you just go, come on, just beat the Yankees in the playoffs, please. Please. Get me past there. And then I want to go get beat by the Astros. Is that too much to ask?
Right?
Can I get beat by the Astros in the playoffs?
Do we face the Guardians this year, Rios?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you do.
We've been several times in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Back when they had the old name, which we should not repeat.
Yeah, no, the old name, which is I like calling it the old name. It sounds like very mysterious from like a fantasy. Not like we don't speak of the old name. It's like Voldemort, you know.
Voldemort. We don't say his name.
Yes.
We play. It's wow. We got a good series. We play them more than once. So we play them June 9th, June 10th, June 11th. And then again on July 31st, August 1st, and August 2nd.
I like that.
So, it's gonna
I'm coming on down to Houston, boys.
Go.
Somebody put me up.
Yeah. So June 9th, June 10th, and June 11th. That's going to be over there in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm. Believe land.
Yeah, Cleveland. And then the July. The late July ones, July 31st, August 1st, and then August 2nd is going to be here in Houston.
Sweet. Go try.
So we're going to face them. Let's see. We got Scott Cope said the Guardians could sneak into the ALCS, and that would not surprise me. I could see that happening, actually. They did pretty well last season. So
I like to call it the Astros Open Invitational.
What was that?
The Astros Open Invitational.
That's the ALCS, the Astros Open Invitational.
You have every right to feel that confident. I have no problem with you saying that.
I could say that that Alex Bregman continues to slump.
We had the same number of hits.
Yeah, that's true. Rios and Alex Bregman have the exact same number of hits this season, 0.
So the contract. At least one. Might be hit by pitch, but I'll get on base.
He's got to get Rios. You just got to get out of that slump you're in. Okay.
Exactly. Well, that's why we invited Mr. First Down right here because
I'm busting the slump, bro.
Busting that slump.
I'm gonna walk out in the mound and argue with you and everything.
Out of nowhere. So we got Yordan Alvarez at bat, 2 outs, bottom of the third.
I'm gonna make it awkward though, Rios. I'm gonna walk up and as you start to argue, I'm gonna go shh and put my finger up. Shh.
Don't say nothing.
Yeah, shh. It's okay. Let me bust that slump. And then he was never on the show again.
So Scott Cope wrote, are you Astros guys worried about the Mariners this year? You know,
why? I beat him. You can too.
I'd like to say it's too early in the season right now to tell because right now I want to say, the way my Astros are looking right now with this particular lineup. By the way, Yordan got on base, got a hit, and so the way my Astros are looking right now at the with this lineup, with this injury, with these injuries that we have now, it's only like 2 injuries for Altuve and Michael Brantley. But it does make a difference in the in the lineup. So I honestly think that the Astros can be good. They have the potential to be good, and obviously adding Jose Abreu to this lineup, it's awesome. It's an upgrade. However, I think my experience where I saw Jose Abreu yesterday at the White Sox game, there were still some things that weren't clicking. They weren't meshing so well with the team. A few mistakes here and there. I think you saw. I don't know if you saw the same thing, Reels, with me, but a few little mistakes with Jose Abreu. But it's all just part of that chemistry he's got going on. Honestly, defensively, the Astros I've seen some holes right now where like there's a lot of hits going to second base, and that's where Altuve is usually at. I think our biggest weakness right now when Yordan Alvarez is not in the lineup, you got how do you call it? You got some problems. I saw Nick Botkins as a
that's why I started.
I'm laughing. So and then Scott Cove said, not to get out of the subject, a lot of talk about the Titans moving to a third and trade. What's Mr. First Down thoughts? What do you think, bud? Go ahead.
I was actually working on some stuff today. A lot of the Titans fandom are stuck in this minutia of crazy things. Okay, so we came into the offseason. I think we were 24 million over the cap, and local radio, as well as smart, sophisticated fans like us boys, said that's a hard no from Carlos. Okay, so we're saying, hey, look, 24 over the cap moves are going to be made, and everybody goes, I know. And then moves start being made, and everybody goes, what? I can't believe they did that. And I'm like, what did you think was going to happen? Like, moves were not going to be made. Moves are going to be made. And now you, I think, are sitting at a little over 6 million over the cap. So that's barely enough to sign your draft class. So another move's got to be made somewhere. Is it Tannehill? Is it Henry? Is it Byard? Do they not re-sign Jeffrey Simmons? These are the moves that are going to be made. So if they are trading down for the third, here's my question. If you're trading down for the third, does it have to be a quarterback, gentlemen?
Yeah.
Does it?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, that high, it has to be.
It has to be a quarterback. There's no way that they're sticking with, there's no way. Really quick, Nick Botkins wrote, well, if this ain't a sack lunch.
You know he didn't say that. He cussed somewhere in there.
Yes,
he
did.
did. He has bad language. He has bad language at Botkins.
Rios, I need you to send me a cases of beer so I can watch my Cubs. I need you to send. That boy's already hammered.
He's hammered.
He's plastered already. And I don't blame him because he's watching this. Yeah, exactly. So, I agree with you 100%. I think you guys.
It's got to be.
I feel like the Texans right now are in a lot better shape right now than the Titans are.
They are.
I'm okay. I finally I can say that about our team. It's been a while since I've had some hope.
We're going to be in. If we draft a quarterback, we're going to be in similar situations because gone are the days where you would draft someone and a vet would hold down the fort for 2 years until he was ready. Those are gone. If you draft a guy that low in the first round, he's starting. That's how it is.
I would say you don't have much hope on Malik Willis, right?
No, I don't think so.
No,
it's making
sure.
He could not pass the ball to save his life.
It's if you can get anything for him, send him on his way. I've seen things written about where it's like, do the Titans try to go get Trey Lance because you ran Carthon as your GM and he was a scout for the 49ers,
right,
or something like that. And I don't hate the idea, but boy, oh boy, if you draft a quarterback here, and then the brain starts reeling, and then you see Twitter just go absolutely crazy, right? Mm. What if Carolina doesn't take CJ Stroud? If they don't take CJ Stroud, then Frank Reich is completely inept. That's just what it comes down to. Because I still think it's CJ Stroud first and then Bryce Young second. Well, they got a QB. What do you do with – they get Willis. A QB. What do you do with Willis? You send him on his way or you put him on the practice squad as a third. That is what I think. Because it's not like he's expensive.
Right. Then got Scott Cole wrote, no, don't want Trey Lance. Stay far away.
I am not a big proponent of Trey Lance, but
I think it's just a lot of unknowns with him. Everybody's play.
Right. But I think the people just have to understand, everybody wants the sure thing. There's not going to be a sure thing. You just we've gotten used to steady Tannehill. And I think, I think people are just going to have to understand it's time to rip the Band-Aid off, or we're going to have to ride with somebody.
I agree. I don't think Tannehill's obviously your best option. I think he quote unquote held the fort down for a little bit, but I mean, I think his time has passed. There's no, for you guys, you definitely need a new quarterback. If you could, like, how far was your pick in the draft? I'm sorry, just out of curiosity.
We're picking at number 11.
11. You could have traded up to something. Do you think do you guys see yourselves with like a Will Levis or Anthony Richards or maybe Hendon Hooker?
Oh, God, I hope it's not Anthony Richardson.
I'm just wondering, like, what do you think? Like,
I think the best option is, golly, okay.
There's by the way, Botkins. He is the best option. Who else is out there?
Who's he talking about?
I think we're talking about Trey Lance.
Trey Lance, it could be. I don't know.
There's a much better option known as Lamar Jackson.
Oh, goodness gracious. Who's paying him the $200?
Yeah, exactly. Nobody's paying him, especially not you guys.
No, not us. Not this. Not now. So I sit here And if you're going to go draft a QB, I'm not wild about that. Tannehill, says Botkins. Okay. I mean, look, they want to ride it out with Tannehill. I have no qualms about that. If you want to get Tannehill, you want to get somebody else. I think if you're going to make that move, this is the year to do it because he ain't getting cheaper. Just get him out of there. You can cut him and give $19 million to yourself or something like that. So I think you just have to go ahead. If you're going to make that move and draft a quarterback, I would rather it be Levis, even though I have stated openly on this show and everything else that I don't like this year's collection of quarterbacks. I want 2024. That's what I want. I want that quarterback class. But I'm not a scout. I'm not the GM. And it occurs to me also that Vrabel has not picked a quarterback yet.
Right.
I think every coach kind of would like to pick his quarterback. Is that guy here? Maybe. But I will laugh my ever-loving two-tone blue butt off if Carolina does not pick CJ Stroud. I will laugh extremely hard.
Because that means either Bryce or CJ is going to end up in the AFC South.
If it does, Carlos is going to get a text message of a GIF of Dr. Strange going, "We're in the end game now, Tony.
We're in the end game now." Exactly.
And then you'll see what the Texans do. It'll be fascinating. I hope it happens.
Yeah, I know. I've been in talks with Dan here and there, and I think we got some plans for the show to do something along with the draft. I'm looking forward to it because I don't want to do anything else with anybody besides Dan.
Right.
Because and believe me, we've actually gotten a lot of invites to go on people's. I've been happy to say that because not because we're good or anything, but because we're like that, the second pick in the draft,
Right.
But people want us to go, but I was like, no, we're doing it for Dan.
It's still Bryce Young, right? It's got to be,
dude. Yeah, it's got to be Bryce Young. It's just everything that the Texans are doing right now. It just screams Bryce Young. That Alabama connection with D'Amico, the Christian Harris. Just everything tying to Alabama, all this stuff. Like, I get that they have to I think they had CJ Stroud coming in to do a workout this week. Is that correct?
Sure, but you're doing your due diligence.
But you're doing your due diligence, like you said.
Just in case,
Yeah, just in case, yeah. Because you never know. You never know when Carolina just kind of throws a curveball at you. It's like, nah, not today, son. Uno reverse. We go to the how do you call it? The Bryce Young, and you guys get CJ. Which at this point for me, honestly, it's a 1A 1B for me situation. That's how I'm looking at it.
The other thing is if they do not take CJ Stroud, if I remember correctly. Was it I cannot remember his name. The quarterback coach said, "Hey, maybe we'll shoot some hoops while you're in Carolina," or something. Like they caught him on a mic saying that to CJ Stroud. It would be so freaking crazy. I'm like, then what was he talking about? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. What are you?
Scott Cope said it's the 12th pick that could be interesting for Houston. See, I'm looking for that 12th pick. Sorry.
McCown. Thank you, Scott.
McCown, yeah. For that 12th pick,
you're a good
I'm
man,
looking
Scott.
for a wide receiver. You chowed. I'm looking for a wide receiver. I'm looking at best to me. What's his name? I can't remember the guy off of Tennessee.
You're talking about Jalen Hyatt.
I would like that.
Everybody would.
I need someone on the outside. We have too many. A lot of people were asking. Were telling us about. I'm not too crazy about Zay Flowers either. Like, I'm sorry, I'm a little crazy. I'm a little crazy. I'm looking forward to Jay Flowers too. Quentin Johnson, what do we say, Rios? Quentin is just he's a prototypical wide receiver,
big guy,
but he's not fast. He's shorter than you advertise. He's an inch taller than me. I'm only 6'1". I wouldn't.
Not everything's about you, Rios.
There's a lot of mock drafts that have us taking.
They do.
I think with him, like for someone his size, he doesn't catch a lot of contested passes. Like it was like a 30% catch rate for contested catches. I'm like, you're on the outside. You got to be winning those, jump balls. And he's just, I'm sure you can teach it up. It's like, do I want to get that with the 12th pick though? It's like,
I don't know.
Me personally, I prefer they trade down, get an extra pick or two, and get someone like Zay Flowers in the later part of the first round.
Do you guys think it's always funny? Because I started this and I had said this on my show and everybody else's show. that it's going to be an offensive lineman for the Titans. Go ahead, book it, whatever else. And then with just a few free agent moves, that it put everything in a whole different context. And it's just crazy how you could do it, because I'm sitting here looking at the cap space and going, there's just no way they get a good quality offensive lineman. And then, they find some guys that are just like Andre Dillard, I think is his name, who is a first-round draft pick of the Eagles, never got his shot there, and he's looking for some redemption. And you go and get this guy called Brunskill, who has never given up a sack with the 49ers and stuff like that. And they got 2 quality offensive linemen there. And then ever since then, I'm like, wow, the draft could really be, as far as the Titans go, best player on the board for all we know.
So let me go back really quick to Quentin Johnson. So I'm reading a scouting report. Now, of course, the reports aren't all accurate. Remember, these reports also said J.J. Watt was not going to be a big-time guy. So this is just, if you want to, this is his scouting report, his weaknesses in the scouting report for Quentin Johnson. It says, despite his size, Johnson is not a dominating blocker and will need to develop his skills to become a complete pro player. Has only run a limited route tree at TCU. Scouts will take notice of the extent he is giving a chance to expand in 2022. He'll have to develop a better feel for sitting down against zone coverage. Johnson isn't as good as you expect, given his athletic traits on contested catches. He also had problems with focus drops when coming back to the action. 8 drops in 2022. Johnson has some issues against press coverage, sometimes spending too much time hand fighting at the line of scrimmage, and finally didn't make a huge breakout we expected him to make in 2022.
Well, it's interesting because a lot of people have him falling in our laps or whatnot. I think you guys are just haters and you don't like TCU. That's what it comes down to.
I mean, I like Hyatt. I really do. I've been looking at a lot of his videos too. I like Hyatt. Hyatt's pretty good.
That Alabama game, he just absolutely took over.
Exactly. That's why I was like that. To me, that was a breakout game for him, and I like them. A lot of people keep saying JSN also for Houston from I just don't see it, to be honest with you. At this point, without a let's just say hypothetically we don't go for a wide receiver right now. We lost Brandon Cooks, which we knew that was going to happen, right? It's whatever for us. We got that 5th round pick back basically for the one that we lost for the Deshaun Watson thing. Then for Brandon Cooks. So now I'm honestly, I think a guy like Hyatt can get the job done on the outside, or Zay Flowers for me. It's between those two, in my opinion here. We have currently right now we have Mechie coming back, but he's going to be in the slot. Mechie I think is going to be dominant in the slot. I haven't. My biggest thing is I don't know how Nico Collins is going to be now. I expected last season for him to have at least, you could always say, well, look, he was getting the ball thrown by Davis Mills. Yes, I completely understand that. Now there is a possibility that with the new quarterbacks such as Bryce or even CJ, I think Nico will have more targets. Also, Nico would be going into his 3rd year, Rios? Yeah, his 3rd year. So, and he's a big target. He's already a big target with, himself. So we got Nico, we got Mechie, and if we end up drafting somebody on the opposite side, like I said, like a Zay Flowers, who's very speedy, that's, Zay Flowers to me reminds me of another, how do you call it? Tyreek Hill. He's very fast, very speedy. I would like to see that. He's like, to me, he's like a Tyreek Hill 2.0. Zay Flowers, but Hyatt though on the opposite side of I like him. I really do like him. So either one, but for me, my whole point of that is that I think the Texans are going to go for a wide receiver at 12. That's what I'm thinking.
Should.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind JSN. Because a lot of people are like, yo, he played primarily in the slot. Who else played in the slot? Justin Jefferson at LSU. And looking at in the NFL, I think he has to, when looking at his pro day, he has to change his direction. He has good hands. He's a lot faster than he looked on game film. I think if he was the pick, I wouldn't be opposed to it. because he's probably the most complete receiver in this draft.
Would you like me to read the weakness for GSN really quick on a scouting report? Just and I'll read the one for Zay Flowers too and Hyatt if y'all need me to, just so that I'm not downing on y'all's
Please
picks.
indulge us.
Yeah. All right. So it says for the scouting report, his weakness has dominated at the college level, but doesn't have any elite traits that translate to the pro game. Athletically, he's good, not great. Doesn't have any serious explosion to his game, and might find it difficult to separate at the NFL level. Has missed major chunk of his junior year with hamstring injuries. Will have to demonstrate this is the exception rather than the rule for him. Has had a few more drops than you would hope for in a top wideout, mostly due to the occasional lapses of concentration rather than anything more intrinsic. And finally, spent most of his college career playing in the slot, so it remains to be seen how he will stand up as an outside threat. Okay. And so in the meantime, I'll look, y'all can say what you think. Is that what you were talking about mainly, Rios?
Yeah, like I said, that was one of the knocks on him. He played mostly in the slot, but I mean, so did Jefferson, and he learned how to play on the outside, and he's top 3 receiver in the league.
Well, if you're like if they're going to make the move like that, though, right? It's because the offensive coordinator says I can make this guy do this, or I can make this guy do that.
And the thing with them is you can interchange him and Mechie in the slot because Mechie can play a little bit on the outside also, especially when Bryce is the quarterback. They already have that connection and that chemistry. You can guys, in the slot in the X role basically.
Mechie's a great last name.
Yeah. let me read the scouting report weaknesses for Zay Flowers since I'm high on him. Is an undersized player at just 5'9" and 182 pounds. Has played outside at college. It is a serious question whether he'll be able to do this in the NFL because of that small frame. Flowers won't be for everyone. Many teams will still want their number one receiver to be 6'2" or taller. Has had way too many drops, 9 in total during 2022. Will need to develop more consistency. Has just 29 and a half inch arms, resulting in a small catch radius, along with an overall size issues may limit him to a slot-only role in the NFL. Flowers doesn't display any real ability as a run blocker, and finally, doesn't instinctively find holes in the zone coverage. Needs to play with more patience. That's for Zay Flowers.
That'd probably be his biggest knock if they were to draft him because he's not in the Shanahan offense. You got to be a good blocker. That's why they got Robert Woods. He's a great blocker, and he's
at times. I'll tell you that for having him last year. At times.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. I was trying to read.
Maybe he'll play for you. Hey, look, guys, I'm vanishing into the sun.
Wow.
I'm like the Sublime album cover.
Right? I don't practice Santeria. I ain't got no crystal ball.
Can you imagine like rando guys like, all right, let me sign into this podcast, and we're just like, I don't practice Santeria. He's like, all right, that's enough of that.
All right, that's enough.
And I'm out.
Joe Rogan's like, let me try these guys out, and then it's like, I don't practice Santeria. All right, I'm out.
Yeah, that'll do.
Like the sharks on the Shark Tank, and for that reason, I am out.
That'll do, pig. That'll do,
pig. That'll do. All right, and this is the last one I'll read. This is for Hyatt. It says, scouting report weaknesses for Hyatt. It says his tape is limited and has had only one season, 2022, putting up elite numbers. Prior to then, his performances were pretty nondescript. He'll have to develop a better feel for sitting down against the zone coverage. His route tree has been pretty limited. Will take some serious time to adjust to the pro offense. Has played most of his snaps from the slot and therefore rarely has been challenged in press coverage. And finally, may struggle to convert his skills to the pro game where he has just been told to win foot races on deep patterns.
Interesting. Okay. So, like, it's stuff that you just learn on the way, right? We've heard of this. Guys sometimes hit that glass ceiling and they're just like, they got to find a way to fight out of it. That's what it comes down to. Traylon Burks went through this, and then after the Packers game, he seemed to have found his feet. It was just, these things happen, and these guys either succeed or fail. So it's up to coaches to try to get them there and all that stuff. It's the same story with every rookie, though. There's a wall that you're just going to hit because you think you've made it in college, but you haven't. No, you haven't. Not in the pros.
Yeah, and I think that's where it's going to be, man. Like I think you're hitting the nail right on the head on that one. Mm-hmm. I think it's just going like these again. All these scouting reports really don't mean anything once you're in the NFL level one because you have better coaches, you have better everything, better nutritionists. Like you have everything. Look at Will Levis. Will Levis right now, I don't like him as a quarterback, but right now Will Levis is going to walk in. He's going to get drug tested right away. Like he's
right out the gate. You mix mayonnaise and coffee. Pee in this cup.
Yeah. Exactly. And so like it's a big transition now. Like a lot of Bryce Young was apparently how tall now at this point? He was like he reached 6 feet supposedly.
He got them Kyler Murray shoes.
On. Yeah. And so like it's gonna be interesting for sure. But like you said, you hit the nail on the head when you said it's all gonna depend on how they do. Like this is all scouting reports that again address their weaknesses. Yeah, I could have read the strengths, but the list just keeps going and I don't feel like reading. Sure. And so but again, it goes back to what I said right before I started reading these. I'm like, look what they said about JJ Watt. They said this guy was not going to be an all-time pro, you know, and look what he turned out to be. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer coming up, you know. And
he said he would be an elite pass rusher at the next level.
Yeah. Tom Brady's wearing his underwear in front of like a 1990s video camera. You know, it's. You know, they to borrow a line from Neil Diamond, they come from all over. They come to America. You know, that's just.
Sorry, when you said Neil Diamond, I'm thinking of Will Ferrell's SNL. Neil Diamond.
Oh yeah, Sweet Caroline.
I'm Neil Diamond. I like to think my guitar's in the back over there. I'm Neil Diamond.
I'm Neil Diamond. I'm Barry Gibb. That's the other one.
Oh man, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, going back to that, it's just gonna depend. We're gonna see some guys break out. Maybe even the guys that we're picking, maybe they're just gonna be trash. Like you never know.
It's also important to state that people tend to forget this. On-field success does not mean everything.
Yeah.
Not to a scout. Yeah. They're gonna look and they're gonna see. You know, I've actually talked to like athletic trainers and stuff like that. I'm not like, I talk to athletic trainers and stuff, but like, no, I've had conversations with like athletic trainers and stuff. And if you would read their text chains and stuff like that, it would sound like they were like being overly sexualized. Did you see the ass on that guy? You know, and whatever. Look at the size of those hamstrings, you know, and what like that, because that's what they're looking at 100% of the time, you know. Man. And you know, these kinds of things, like if you're looking at a player, like if you're going to look at Will Levis, right? And now I do not like Kentucky at all, being a UT fan, but they're looking at his release. They're looking how he stands. They're looking how quick that, you know, how quick he can zip it out there if they need to and everything. Right. And they think the rest, like the mental game and everything, the coach is going to say, can I get him to point A? That's what they're looking at. Yeah. And I think people are just looking at the on-field success. Now, when it comes to Richardson, though, I am really questioning, like,
it's a project with him. You're gonna have some work done. His accuracy is just bad. I mean,
it's really bad. Yeah, but all you see is clips of him throwing a 75-yard bomb, and you know, and they're like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
you know, the next drive he throws, 3 straight incompletions that hit the dirt.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
No, that's exactly what it would be.
Rios, do you have your beer of the week?
I do.
Okay, so are you ready?
Drinking?
All right, beer of the week. Rios' beer of the week. Here we go.
What am I drum roll instead of that?
That Phil Collins drum roll. All right, so I've been keeping local for the beer. I've been doing mostly local stuff. This week I thought I'd change it up a little bit. So I went international. This one is Ireland. It's called Smithwick's Red Ale. I've never had it before.
Oh, Smithwick's Red Ale. I've had that one. That one's good.
Sounds like a shop in Harry Potter.
So basically the description is a ruby red brew with a gentle hop bitterness and a sweet malt finish. It's actually pretty good. It's pretty smooth. It goes down pretty easily. I like it.
What's your favorite part about it?
It's pretty, it says, that it's bitter, but I don't taste the bitter. That's actually, pretty sweet.
If you were to compare it to a beer, what would it be right now?
I would say it's pretty comparable to that. We've had it before, the Bass Ale, the one from England.
Bass Ale from England. Okay, yeah.
It's very comparable to that.
Hey,
very similar.
You're gonna hit that beer intro again, but after I say this is Rios. Okay, he's like, it's very good. The taste doesn't leave you, much like my ex-girlfriend. Intro. That's how you do it, fellas. Let me teach you how to do a shot. Let me teach you how to do a shot.
And then you see like a single tear just rolling down.
I'm just waiting for it when he gets like some IPA and he's like, he instantly gains a man bun and he's like, guys, I found this IPA.
You have a man bun.
He has a man bun. Do it. He's got. Turn around.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Look at him listening to Mumford and Sons.
Not the Mumford and Sons.
I will wait for you, Rios.
Wait.
Unlike your ex-girlfriend. Hit the intro.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I can't stop. It's like that tweet. Tweets I can't figure out.
Oh my god!
I love that one. It was really quick.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah, I just got this light IPA from this guy's basement. Like,
He proves it himself.
You can't stop. You did, Mike's girlfriend.
I'm sorry. I got us on this road. I'm sorry.
This is your fault. We're trying to be serious.
I know. I'm sorry. I can't. It's just it hacks my brain every single time.
It's hilarious. Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I just want him to say something. Like he sounds like so cool about his beer, and then all of a sudden he just looks sad, like my ex-girlfriend. Just
the look that he gave when she left him, sad.
Yeah,
that is in pain.
Sad because bad. Sad because bad.
Is that why you grow a man bun and listen to Mumford and Sons now?
Are you a little lion man?
In my defense, I don't put it in a man bun.
If you've stopped watching us, I completely understand.
Yes, we don't blame you at all whatsoever. Yes. Well, anyway, this was probably so Rios and I, we have another podcast that we're going to be guests on. We're going to be on the Bucks podcast tonight. Later on.
Have fun with that, boys.
We will. We shall. For those of you who so the Bucks podcast. Give me 1 second. I want to make sure I got their how do you call it? Their Twitter correct. So if y'all want to follow us, Bucks podcast. We've been on their show before, right, Rios? And so apparently for some reason they like us. I don't know why. I don't know.
I think you guys
we're not
cool.
We're not good. Rios
Yeah.
just talks about his girlfriend the whole time. His ex-girlfriend, sorry.
Can I have an intro like that? That's like Sam's comment about Rios' ex-girlfriend. Like pop up.
Next time, like Rios like has his beer of the week. Instead of putting that one, I'm just gonna put like I will wait for you.
No, you need to do that, but you also need to go. How does this beer remind you of your ex-girlfriend?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's very one of the questions.
It's very bitter.
It's very bitter.
Like her.
It's cold, just like her heart. No, it's.
Don't look at me. I'm ashamed.
Oh man.
Let me just grab a Rios life and just start jabbing it with an ice pick over and over.
To make it sadder, we got Astros have a man on third. I mean, not a man. Sorry, the Tigers have a man on third and a man on second. It's 3-0 right now. Hunter Brown's still pitching, top of the fifth.
How many men did Rios' ex-girlfriend?
Again, from bad to worse for Rios and me. All right, y'all. So to check us out on Bucks Report at Bucks Report NFL.
I will be there. I mean, not on the show, but I will be there in spirit.
He will be there in spirit.
Yeah.
And of course, check out Mr. First Down at Mr. Sorry, wrong one.
Oh, you still have that. That's cool that you still have that banner. That's great. Thank you.
At Mr. First Down.
That's me. 7:30 Wednesday. I will be there with a guest of some sort, talking hopefully football, and I will ask more stupid questions of them.
Ask my ex-girlfriend.
Those are cool though. Like I love when you do those.
Thanks. Yeah, but like I've swung and missed on the last two.
Did you? Oh man, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, I feel bad because like I will just be like, hey, what's a name brand thing that you got to have name brand of? And I said like Pop-Tarts.
Wow, Pop-Tarts.
Also, who's signing off on Mr. First Down on the show?
Seriously.
Why Dan
just threw you a curveball. Great.
Yeah, from across the pond. Like I'm like, do you hear that? Boom.
Dan's gonna send me a message later on, like, "Hey, I didn't approve of this.
Don't you stop that? Don't you
take
start
my
that,
Let's
Dan.
Talk Sports." He's like, "Take my Let's Talk Sports out of there, whatever he's."
Yeah, whatever it is, just mark it all off. Dan, I didn't get my email. Dan, where's my email, Dan?
And of course, like I said, tonight, check us out on Bucks NFL Report at 10 p.m. It's the late one, 10 p.m. Central, 11 p.m. Eastern.
Round table that doesn't
8 p.m. Pacific time.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
AFC South roundtable without me in it. That's cool.
Exactly. They don't care for you. Apparently, they have another Mr. First. Dude, what if they had like a counterpart of you, like a doppelganger? But
but he's all calm and professional.
He's calm and professional, and he's like Hispanic too. Senor,
he's like, down. He has no hair whatsoever. Like he's just
clean shaven.
He's just the hitman. It's just nothing.
Agent 47.
Yeah, pretty much. He's just
Señor Primero y Diez. That's his name.
Is that French?
Is that right? Yeah, that's it. That's French.
That's from France.
France.
I'm gonna eat my freedom fries.
It's French, just like Rios' ex-girlfriend. All right, see y'all.
Oh!
Merci.
Y'all dumb.
Y'all dumb. Yeah, Carlos is like, yes, it's y'all's fault. You've ruined everything.
All right, y'all. Well, that's going to be it for us tonight. Please like and subscribe, even after watching this.
Yeah, please. We're begging.
Please. No, seriously, though. But check out Mr. First Down's Fanboy Unleashed on Let's Talk Sports. It's an amazing show. He's great. He's a good friend of the show. And thank you for coming, Mr. First Down. I appreciate it. It's a fun time every time,
Carlos. Dude. Anytime.
Appreciate you. All right, guys. That's going to be it for us tonight. Have a good night. Peace. Take care. And we'll see y'all on It's Live Saturday night. See y'all later.
Unlike Rios' girlfriend.
Hey!